Now let's find the value of a function at a given point. So we have this question here. It says that the function of x, f of x, is equal to x squared minus x. And now we have to find the value of the function of x when x is equal to minus 2. Basically, in place of this x over here, if you put on any number, that basically means that x is equal to that number, which in this case is minus 2. Now, what you simply, and we have basically three parts. We have function when x is equal to 0, and the function of x when x is equal to another function of x, right? Because x minus 1 is also a function of x. Now, let's see what we'll do in the first case. So, oh, and this one as well. This also says that we have another function of x squared minus x squared plus 4 in the original function of x. Let's just do this step by step to understand. So, let's find when the function of the function of x when x is equal to minus 2, right? So that just basically means that in the original function that is given to us, which is this x squared minus x, you have to replace every x with the value in the bracket. So minus 2. So that will become minus 2 whole square minus 2, right? And so that just gives you 4 plus 2, because this negative and this negative are multiplied, so it will become a plus sign, and that gives you 6. Fairly easy. And the next one is fairly easy as well, because the function was, again, let me just write that down again. F of x is equal to, f of x is equal to x squared minus x. And since x is equal to 0, so this will become 0 squared minus 0, right? Fairly simple. That gives you 0. Now, here's another one. F of x minus 1. And like I said earlier, the simple way to solve this is to replace this x and this x with whatever is in the bracket, and that is x minus 1, right? So this becomes x minus 1 whole square, and this becomes just x minus 1. So this becomes x minus 1 whole square, and this becomes x minus 1. And you'll have a negative sign between them, right? So yeah, this is what you get. And when you add that all up, you have to first solve this quadratic expression and this linear expression, and eventually you end up with the quadratic expression, right? So just remember that, for example, if it said that in this particular example, let's say they asked you that f of x is equal to x squared minus x, and then they said that g of x is equal to x minus 1, and then they told you to find f of g of x. That just basically means that, right, that just basically means that f of whatever g of x is, and that is x minus 1, right? So they can ask you the question like this as well, and you have to do the same thing. Okay, similarly, you have this example over here, right? Again, remember the original function, f of x is equal to x squared minus x. So in place of every x, just replace it with x squared plus 4. And that just basically gives you this x squared plus 4 whole square. That will give you an equation to the power 4 with a degree of 4. And this is just the original expression in the brackets, right? So that eventually gives you this, right? So it's just a very, very simple process to find a value of a function at a given point, right?